got no alibi. Ain't got no alibi. Woke game, flat chest, vitiligo. Handicap, acne, tell me why though. Nose ring, dyed hair, mandatory. Western studio, shut down story. Ugly NPC design. DEI, you and I decline. We don't need no water, you're on fire. Let it burn, let the flames go higher. Cleansing fire, purge infection. No more political injections. UGLY. No alibi. I will not buy. Purge infection. UGLY. No alibi. No DEI. You're on fire. UGLY. Let the flames go high. I will not buy. Purge infection. UGLY. Let the flames go high. No DEI. Cleansing fire. Purge infection. Let the flames go higher. No beta testers. We don't need no water. You're on fire, 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 fire. Let it burn. Let the flames go higher. Hello, beta testers. Hello, beta testers. To help this channel grow and help me bring consistent content, liking this video, commenting, and subscribing in case YouTube tries separating us makes a world of a difference. My name is Kyle, and in case you're new, no one in gaming has gone harder with a plan that I've executed alone to arm anyone who sees with an understanding of why there is zero representation for fit, jiggly, confident, girly girls in Western slop. No femme fatales, no cheeky skanks, not even a tomboy that's a little too attractive. The forced, flat chest, obese, vitiligo, handicap inclusion akin to the diversity TM that you'd see on a college brochure has been not only vomit-worthy in its pandering, but offensive to me personally in ways that forced me to plant seeds for over a decade. But what took root will not bear fruit. They will bear arms. Beta testers, you're the latest in a long line. Thank you for serving. Fought alongside, written with, photographed, carried, and been supported by women of all shapes and sizes whom I've had the life-lengthening and paradoxically lifetime-shortening experiences that I wouldn't trade for the world. Life is a gift, and the celebration that I have includes them. Biological women, not assigned male with a dick and balls. Entities. Females who have cleaned for me, cooked for me, satisfied and mesmerized effortlessly for now and eternity. Activists in gaming have brought about downgrades, removal, and censorship of what made up the very soul of many creations that captivated the world If it stopped at bias activists overwhelmed by envy and a lust for attention, finding Eve problematic, it would be fine. But no. Translations are shamelessly changed to inject political nonsense in something so sacred as gaming. In anime, languages are being judged too backwards by Brian Intihar, creative director of Sony's Spider-Man at Insomniac Games, so they change a language to suit their cult's current classification of progress that won't be progressive enough when some loser triggered by clapping will require the room to snap instead. Point of personal privilege. I could get cruel and talk about the deliberate hate-filled design that makes previously feminine women men and human faces uncanny alien abominations that even the woke cannot stomach, but I'd rather summarize it by saying it's Doctor Who, it's Joker 2, it's making everyone hate you. The people making this hate you. Captain America doesn't look like this in a Square Enix game because, everybody's incompetent. This game thrust Kamala Khan into the main role. He looks like this because the developers hate white, hate cop, and hate any representation of America. All is a problem. They're such losers, triggered by Batman cause he's rich. This is the Square Enix of Forspoken, with developers that can only write slop for Reddit. So Layoffs, it's caught up with you. I'm seeing male gamers find their balls suddenly after Asmongold went over some of my collages again, and not that it's convenient for them to suddenly be comfortable to press S to spit, but I'll need to start reminding my Spanish and Chinese friends exactly who it is making a pretty woman in a game impossible. Look at Mary Jane. Y'all tolerated this? I was willing to court death from endless trans psychopaths who are delusional onto believing that their uterus-less asses can have a period, and when you bring that sense to the table, they want you dead. You must swallow the doctrine of their cult and repeat it verbatim, or you are whatever terms they hope gets you defunded, deplatformed, or killed. Because I dared to fight for equality in the way of digital polygons that represent too feminine and therefore makes them feel less seen. What business they have with a rooftop is none of ours. Recently, Teen Vogue saw Layoffs, and a video is circulating of a vocal transformer rallying up a posse to go harass their higher-ups, which ended in them getting fired and roundly mocked. You might say this is becoming the norm, considering people pushing back via Sydney Sweeney, via Keira Knightley. I even heard Jennifer Lawrence recently saying how, wow, people don't care what celebrities think. Yeah, shut the fuck up. When I think of the Wired losers, I'm reminded of Hogwarts Legacy selling more copies than any other game the year it came out. Over 20 years after that property was supposed to be relevant, right? I'm reminded of the only group of entities trying to boycott, and what that amounted to: nothing. I will remind you of Troy Levitt, lead dev behind Hogwarts, who was ousted over foolishness because cancellation is what they're all about. But since Wired entities are part of this little strong arm attempt that ended in people getting fired, I'll sum them up with this Hogwarts review scoring it a 1 out of 10, of course. Because J.K. Rowling has they-them triggered, so the dildo reviewer is rating it low. I could make this about looks, but I'm not that petty. That's more of a woke tactic. Losers who report like this at Kotaku and Polygon-esque publications, including but not limited to IGN, PC Gamer, The Gamer, run by Transformer EIC Stacey Henley and their army of they-them meanwhiles, poisoning the conversation with biased queer exclusive content, recently suffering layoffs, of course, ironically want us all silent, even though they're so vocal about how we may not mod the games that we own, about how Megan Fox may not present feminine, because because that's dated and I'm triggered like skirt-wearing men. So yes, they too are being fired, and I just can't see that half of us immersed in sin is all we have to give these futures made of virtual insanity now always seems to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of our new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, for we all live underground. And I'm thinking, what a mess we're in, and it's hard to know where to begin.
I'm impressed.
You may not believe that entire portions of GTA 6 needed to be redone, and I don't need you to believe me now the same way I didn't need you to believe me when I told you there was going to be a second delay, but here we are, 6-month delay. Rockstar understands compartmentalization, but I understand entities and their need for attention, and if they are privy to anything, it'll come out. So GTA 6 delayed, protesters upset over Rockstar allegedly union busting, and they've got some interesting banners. Square Enix layoffs, trimming massive amounts of Western fat. You could say fucking letting some of these people go is becoming routine. Western Marvel game delayed. And Japan to potentially push for an end to Western censorship. Sounds too good to be true. So it probably is. Did you know that Hoyoverse is making an MMO? They teased it recently. Hoyoverse of the lucrative Honkai Impact, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Endless Zone Zero, the upcoming creature collector Pokemon adjacent Honkai Nexus Anima. The battle in that is just a complete turnoff for me. But they have another upcoming game, an Animal Crossing adjacent Petite Planet, which is currently in closed testing. Did you know that recently Stellar Blades developer Shift Up had a new opening made for Goddess of Victory? It was by the animation studio who worked on Sword Art Online and Solo Leveling. I loaded it up and was like, oh, whoa, this is nice. I really can't wait to see what their next thing is. I hope that if girls can come the way they do to First Descendant, that we'll finally have some femme fatales allowed to be confidently sexy without it being the end of the world because of some insecure entity who feels they were born in the wrong fucking body. Did you know that in 7 days, Where the Winds Meet will be free for you to try, and even if it's not your speed, it'll be refreshing to see a game with personality and identity, ironically, that doesn't need to be shoved down your throat. I like seeing them mess with like emotes that you can have videos kind of imitate. I think Inzoi had something similar. And honest to God, man, I'm looking at Fortnite, a season with Simpsons in it. I'm looking at Rivals and Battlefield and Katamari. I'm amused by Arc Raiders until people get bored with that in a month because, you know, they're going to want PvP. They want it now. And I can't get over how so many of the loudmouth nobodies in this industry that are busy graffitiing things that they couldn't create if a figurative gun were to their head. Sabotage. Ruin years of work for other people. I keep hearing from people how the trailer for the Michael Jackson biopic got them kind of like tearing up, a little bit emotional. And you have to understand, if you're so young or you didn't fuck with Michael, this guy entertained. That's what he represented to them. And they love him for his work, not any lectures or political stances that he had. His work changed and inspired. It lifted up. It united. And I found myself saying the same thing when I look at people behind games like Batman, Arkham, Asylum. Not new school Rocksteady. That's all sweet baby gender politics and race swaps. Old school, let's make a universe, let's get you immersed, let's tell a story, and take you for a ride. There are turbulent times ahead being brought on by weak people. I'm struggling because I'm telling you the truth, not taking every handout and saying whatever I should say as a shill. And for that reason, I want to remind anyone listening of the games that came out this year, like Silk Song, that were a reasonable price, a bang for your buck. Not broken, not preachy, not just so chock full of identity garbage that a pretty woman, Mary Jane, was impossible. I'm excited about where gaming is going. I'm excited about Ananta and Crimson Desert being able to take the stage before Grand Theft Auto so that the bar in gaming can be raised without people screeching like they did before Baldur's Gate came out, screeching because Silksong isn't expensive enough for them. Schedule 1 is something I expect and demand to see properly recognized towards the end of the year, but you know they're safe, gay, woke garbage. I saw myself banned or blocked or whatever by the losers behind Peak. Oh my god. You know that's one of them games that's gonna get that. And when you look at the numbers, I don't have to be the one to do it for once. You're listening to me now. Just list a bunch of the games, their peak players. People can put together how long people were playing it, and then look at that versus the blueprints kind of garbage they're going to want to thrust into your face as if to say this should receive more attention than these other games that properly captivated people. I want to see people inspired. I want to see us move forward. And to do that, we're going to need to provoke the losers in this space to be honest. Yet another thing that'll require a Kyle push. I love you and thank you for listening this far. I want to just knock out a video talking about the games I'm most excited for now that this game's been delayed, and I'll address whatever comes up as we get there. I thank you for all of your contributions, anybody on the wish list picking stuff up. That makes the world of a difference for me in a big way because you're saving my life out here, and I'll try to stream towards the end of the day here. So thank you for listening. Like the video, hype the video, whatever that means, and jump in the Discord if you want better notifications. And I'll talk to you soon. Patron sponsors, love you with all my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Talk to you soon.